All right, let's move on now and talk about the big one. Talking about the Super Eagles. Well, Lee gave you an hint earlier. Today, it is expected that the big boss, Coach Stephen Keshi, and the NFF would finally agree terms, and the big boss put ink on paper and sign that deal. Hopefully, there will not be a U-turn or a turnaround, whichever way you want to put it. But what do you think will happen? Everything looks like, I mean, both parties have been silent, and it looks like we're on our way to settling things.
Well, I think the NFF actually put themselves on the line, kind of, because declaring that he will sign today, you know, they don't have an option. They have to make it happen. He must. Because if you call yourself a credible organization and you go on and it's all over the papers that he's signing today, everybody's expecting.
And it's not the first time you're saying it.
Yes, yes. So if you want your credibility to still be intact, you know, you have to make it happen.
Okay.
You know? So Keshi has all the power today. If he refuses again, he will just put the NFF in another trouble. But I'm hopeful so that we just put this to bed.
For the sake
yes, put this
of
to
the
bed
national team.
and move on to the next level. We're even hearing news that his assistant might change, all this and that. Mokashi might not be there. Salisu coming in, but we don't know yet. We're not so sure. Okay. But let's just have the head coach so that we stop getting...
Other things can follow.
Yeah, we stop getting information about somebody picked the team, somebody did not pick the team, and all that stuff.
All right, let's move on from that one. And like we said, it's decision time. Well, you can also talk to us about this one. What do you feel? The issue is not whether you want Keshi or not. Yes. That's what the NFF want, and we all have to live with it. But whether or not it will, the agreement will happen today, whether it would sign is another issue. But the NFF have picked their man.
Yes.
And we should all gather behind them in the interest of the national team. Okay, let's move on from there and talk about, I mean, I don't envy Warri Wolves. I really don't envy Warri Wolves at this time, especially at a period now where, I mean, some not too complimentary things happening.
Yes.
Talk about money, hold players. Yes. Some things that not really good well, what you have on screen is the fixtures. Actually, this is the last qualifying round. I don't know if it's as lucrative as the CAF Champions League, but you do get, not on the same pedestal, but you do get something if you're able to make it to the group stage. And our own Warri Wolves, I mean, I'm not concerned about all the other teams. But you have top African teams there. You have Club Africain.
Club Africain is there. Hearts of Oak of Ghana.
Joliba, Hearts of Oak. But we have played Etanchante of DRC. And those guys look like a well-prepared team. They've been around.
They've been around for a while. You know, they've been in Nigeria, I think, since around Tuesday or so. So they're very, very prepared. They mean business. Unlike the other Nigerian team that would go few hours to the match and probably miss the flight.
Without a complete
I don't envy Warri Wolves as well, because it's just like the sole surviving child.
The body.
You know, so the hopes of Nigeria as a whole when it comes to CAF competition rest on Warri Wolves. And if the players a few days ago were still rumbling over, you know, unpaid salary, it's not really looking good. So I think naturally we shouldn't expect too much, so that I won't be disappointed.
Playing at home.
Playing at home? Enyimba played at home, they won 1-0, and they still went away and they lost. Even the national team of the country played at home and they lost at home. So a team that is motivated, you'd expect them to win. But I don't really trust the motivation, or at least the level of motivation these Warri Wolves guys are getting.
What about the weight of expectation? Do you think...
well, the weight of expectation in this situation is, if you allow the weight of expectation get to you, you know, because the players, they might just be in relaxed mood, might look like, well, we've not been paid, let's just go there and, you know, just, probably they might win, but it is the away leg that you are concerned about.
Some good players in their ranks.
Yes, naturally.
Genekare Tebo,
yes.
Salami.
Yes.
Even some other, I mean, Daniel Akpeyi as well.
Even the top Nigerian team, Enyimba, Kano Pillars, they've got very good players in their rank. But you are still surprised that these teams can't crack it when it comes to, you know, African championships, you know, tournaments within the African.
And if you're CAF, you're wondering, we give these people 2 slots for CAF Champions League, and
we might just lose one.
They don't even get into the group stage. So I mean, so
We're not making any impact.
I hope
in
Warri
recent
Wolves, they will not crumble under the weight of expectation, and they would do us proud. All right, let's move on now and talk about this one, the FA Cup semi-final, and that's it on your screen. Tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. You have Arsenal taking on Reading, and Liverpool taking on Aston Villa. We've said one or two things about Reading and our own Yakubu Aigbeni. Let's also talk about Liverpool. Jordan Ibe has not played for Nigeria, but he hasn't played for England as well.
Yes.
So we can talk about him
As a Nigerian.
for now.
For now.
Well, so Liverpool playing Aston Villa, and I don't know, what do you see happening?
Well, Liverpool playing against Aston Villa, it's a neutral ground. So
Wembley?
So generally, both managers, both Tim Sherwood and Brendan Rodgers of Liverpool,
Under serious pressure.
Most especially Liverpool's manager. He has to deliver at least a trophy so that the season just won't end without.
So it won't look as if last season was a fluke.
Yes. And Jordan Ibe is back in the team, even though they call him Jordan Ibe. We call him Jordan Ibe because we know he's one of us. He's one of us. So for the Nigerian interest, you'd want Liverpool to go through.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking forward to seeing Liverpool in the semi-final for the sake of Jordan Ibe.
Yeah.
Aston Villa, really, you know that they would come up and would try to win this game, but they are really, the real thing Aston Villa should be bothered about is survival in the Premiership. Not winning the FA Cup. For their manager, winning the FA Cup would be a great thing. But for the club owner.
For their manager, because he can leave. Roberto Martinez did it with Wigan. He left. And that was a platform for him to get it. So, yeah, I agree.
Now Wigan is going, even Wigan is going out of the championship. They are going into the League One. So the Aston Villa board would have, told him,
prioritize the league.
Yes, be careful.
If we lose this, it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
But the league survival matters.
Survival is very, very important. And although they are making progress.
What about Reading?
Reading against
I'm
Arsenal.
always afraid of somebody that has nothing to lose.
Well. Reading are okay in the championship. They are not going to get relegated. They're not going to win the championship as well.
Nothing to lose.
They have nothing to lose. They can just give it all.
Throw everything plus the kitchen sink.
Last season Arsenal, got into the semi-final by the skin of their teeth, beating Wigan. I think it was in the last minute that they got a goal before they were able to push the game into extra time or whatever. So Reading, Yakubu also already threatening already, So you think Arsenal, they've got enough quality to win this.
The complacency, first 20 minutes.
Exactly.
The damage.
Naturally, if you look at the Arsenal team and the way they play, if you can get at them very early on, attack them, get into their faces, don't let them settle. That's when you can get something.
Put pressure on Mertesacker.
Yes.
Put the ball on the ground.
And
make him run.
Exactly. The defense line of Arsenal, you can only trust Koscielny.
But those area balls definitely won't work.
Yeah, it won't work.
If he's playing.
But area balls in the championship, this championship team, Reading.
That's why I said it won't work, because they're used to playing like that.
Yes,
but if that's a game plan against Arsenal and you have Per Mertesacker playing, it might not work. But if you put the ball to the ground.
Well, I've not really seen Per Mertesacker to be so convincing in the air, even though he has the height.
I think he is.
Well, maybe to you.
Okay. All right, well, something big is happening this weekend. Some might say it's not a title decider, but for some, it's very important. Let's take a look at the fixtures for the English Premier League. And of course, the big one is Manchester United taking on Chelsea. Well, some would say it doesn't count for much.
It counts.
But anything could happen.
It counts because you know that Chelsea, although Chelsea have a healthy lead in the Premier League, I think they have about 7 points here.
With a game in hand?
With a game in hand. So, and their closest rival is Arsenal. Although you know that Chelsea still have to play Manchester United, Arsenal, and Liverpool as well.
Play some struggling teams as well. Teams that don't want to relegate.
Exactly. But the thing is, you don't expect Chelsea to lose these games. Chelsea don't lose the big games. At worst, these 3 games they are going to play against these top teams, Chelsea will get at worst a draw in the 3 of them. So I think the title is somehow sealed, but if Chelsea gets complacent,
to lose.
Yes, of course it's Chelsea's to lose. The lead is just.
Wait, if Chelsea loses this one, I don't see them losing. I agree with you.
Yes.
But would they put them under pressure?
Arsenal are now officially backing it. If Chelsea lose this,
what about United?
Manchester United, if they win this as well, their tails will be up.
Mathematical chance.
Yes, they have a mathematical chance.
Let's talk about some Nigerian interest, if we can find any.
Well, Stoke City, Odemwingie is not back. Not fully. He's training.
Victor Moses
is injured now. Nigerian interest.
Brown Ideye
is playing very well. Yes. Victor Anijebe doesn't really play regularly. But Brownie Day has been
Got a
back in the
goal
team.
some weeks back.
Yes, yes. Even though they were beaten.
Okay.
They were beaten already, you know, but the goal was just like a, you know, a consolation goal eventually.
Okay.
So we'll be looking for, even if we're expecting a Nigerian to score this weekend, probably might be Brownie Day, but it's being the most consistent Nigerian
in the English Premier League. In the championship,
in the championship,
Igalo.
Odion Igalo has been fantastic. He's got 20 goals already, you know, and that's a guy we know his record with the 8th grade team when he was here in Nigeria. Yeah. So we'd expect that this weekend, he scores every week now.
Yeah.
Odion Igalo scores
when he wants, actually.
He scores when he wants. And we are just hopeful that Watford will come into the Premiership.
And we'll get to see more of it.
They are close to coming. I think they're second in the Championship now.
All right. Okay, let's spend a few minutes we have left on basketball. We told you that it was going to be all about Nigeria today. Well, today, a lot will be happening in both conferences, the Atlantic and Savannah Conference. I hope we'll be able to get that for you on screen. If you're a lover of basketball, you know where to be to enjoy some of these matches. And I mean, I can't speak for most federations, but for basketball, I know that they do try. They do try. The funds have been scarce, but they do try. Well, I was hoping you'd be able to see the fixtures, but let me quickly run through it for you. Delta Force take on Islanders, Union Bank take on, okay, that's it on your screen. For Atlantic Conference, Union Bank take on Oluyole Warriors, Police Beto take on Customs, Northern Warriors take on Kwara Falcons. That's Atlantic Conference. For the Savannah, well, I'm really pressed for time, but that's it on your screen. If you're in and around some of the venues where those matches would be played. Well, we really do hope that you've enjoyed everything we've been able to bring to you this morning. You can join us later tonight for Sports Tonight when we have more time on our hands. Sports This Morning comes your way again next week. On behalf of everybody here, especially those guys behind the scenes, and from us here, bye-bye.